Concludes questions for oral answer. Would some honourable member care to move that the House order? Would some honourable member care to move that the House take note of miscellaneous business?
Mr Speaker, I so move.
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, I bring news from the political front lines.
What is it?
The leader of the Labor Party has now been in office for nearly 9 months, Mr Speaker. Nearly 9 months. And he has stamped his authority on the party he leads, Mr Speaker. Well, he's made a lot of policy pronouncements. Can you remember them all? They've been fantastic policy pronouncements, Mr Speaker. The first one, he's going to leave the 90-day period for new employers, for small employers, in place. Except he's not, because he made a decision later that day it would need to change, Mr Speaker. So that was his first announcement. He's also announced that he supports a referendum on the flag, Mr Speaker, but he doesn't now support a referendum on the flag, Mr Speaker. He also had a speech where he floated the idea of means testing access to superannuation, Mr Speaker. That was a goodie. Do you know how long that lasted? 2 hours. 2 hours, Mr Speaker, and it was gone. Yesterday, he said there was too much foreign investment in New Zealand, Mr Speaker. And 1 hour later, do you know what he said? We need more foreign investment in New Zealand's regions, Mr Speaker. This man is on fire. This man is throwing policy out there like there's no tomorrow. He wants to change the national anthem, Mr Speaker. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. So actually, all his pronouncements so far have disappeared, actually with alarming efficiency within hours, Mr Speaker, except for one. There has been one announcement which continues to grind on, Mr Speaker, one contribution by Mr Little so far to political discourse, and that is his favourite and ours, the Future of Work Commission. Oh, that is a beauty. He sent out his trusted sidekick, Grant Robertson, to find out what work is. And find out what work is, yeah, okay, not trusted, find out what work is and what is work's future. It's a little ironic, I agree, that Grant Robertson has been selected for that task, but it is a personal journey for Grant as much as it's a political journey. He wants to know what work is so he could get on with some, Mr Speaker. So he's head out there. The last work he did, by the way, was winning the 7th Form Debating Prize, which we continue to hear him repeat his success in the House every day. So let's look at the product of the Future of Work Commission, Mr Speaker, because the first report is out and it makes interesting reading, although sometimes perhaps a little obvious, but nevertheless it says work is done now in entirely new technology businesses. The huge range of knowledge and media endeavours, the factory floor and even family businesses have been reshaped by new pathways to information and new ways of selling goods and services. Now, you might think you heard that before. Yes. And you did, because that is a direct quote from the Pew Research Centre. How do I know? Because one of Labor's disaffected members decided to fisk this particular report and discovered not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 or 6 direct lifts from The Economist, from the Business Insider, from a whole range, Mr Speaker, of reports. It is plagiarism. That's the future of work. The future of work is plagiarism, according to Mr Robertson. But that's okay. He snuck out another report. You notice this is going well, the Future of Work Commission, when they release their reports on Friday afternoon, Mr Speaker. When you release your reports on Friday afternoon. This report is a new one which talks about the security of income at work. I decided not to read this one because I might have read it before. I thought I could save myself the time. I thought I'd read Vernon Small's article on it because at least you could be confident that Vernon wrote originally, even if you couldn't be confident about the Labor Party. Anyway, it raises a very interesting thing. It talks about the flexicurity golden triangle, which involves flexible rules for employers when hiring and firing. This is the Danish model, apparently, alongside a guaranteed unemployment benefit at up to 90% for the lowest paid workers. So why would you work if you get 90% of the money for not working at all? And there you go. So 90% for loss. So I think we've discovered, Mr Speaker. So Grant Robertson, his future of work so far, Mr Speaker, is copying other people's work and now no work at all. So copying other people's work and no work at all. And that's Grant Robertson. And actually, when you think about it, it all makes sense. Copying work and no work at all, Grant Robertson, the circle is complete. The circle is complete. We have the inquiry is over. Grant Robertson has described himself, Mr. Speaker. He can now report back to Andrew Little, mission accomplished.
Fletcher Tabuto.
The flow-on effects from